Time you want. It should be live right now, I believe. Maybe. Let's see. It's supposed to be streaming right now. Let's see. Let me know if you can see my screen or not, or when you get there.
1 second.
I think I'm streaming in... I'm supposed to be streaming in 1080p, by the way, too. I believe I set that up.
It takes 1 sugar, 6 mineral water, and 2 whatever leveling agent.
Yeah, 2 leavening agent, 1 sugar, 6 water, and then 5 grain. The grain can be wheat, barley, potato, maybe pumpkin. I don't remember.
It seems fucking expensive.
What's expensive?
You have to buy a cooking utensil every time you want to make beer.
I craft my own at this point. But yes, initially, but it's not that expensive to make beer compared to the cost of buying it outright. It's much more cost. Now there is some initial cost, like of course it's not like you just get nothing for free, but it's like $3,000 compared to whatever.
Per what? Like 1 beer?
No, per 100. 1 cooking utensil is good for 100 charges. The ones I craft at this point are worth 500 charges.
Okay, and how much stamina does it regenerate?
It doesn't regenerate. It takes stamina to cook. What do you mean?
No, when you feed the beer to your worker.
Oh, it's 2 per beer.
And they have a total of what?
25 to 30. It depends on the worker. If you can you go to my stream when you get a chance then?
It's not loading. I'm on Delphi right now.
Can you go to my stream when you get a chance then?
It's not loading.
It's actually live now. Click on that link, please. Now, there's going to be a delay. You might want to mute the stream as well so you don't hear yourself, because I find that incredibly annoying, but it's up to you.
It's fine.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my levels. So you see that I'm gathering 4, processing professional 10, cooking is professional 7. The ones that you really want to probably start working on are the processing and the gathering.
You gotta move your logo.
Whoops. Here you go. So the ones that you want to work on are the processing and gathering. Because eventually they will they will get you more things when you process. Like when you first start, it's going to be almost like a 5-for-1. So you're going to melt 5 ore and only get 1 melted ore. But eventually, as you go up, as you level up, you're going to like melt 1 and you'll get like 3 ore or something like that. And it starts to get very lucrative after a while. Some people literally just melt the shit and they sell it. It's up to you how you want to do this. But at the end of the day, this is kind of where I've ended up at. When I first began the game, at least in Japan, I never aspired to do any of this shit. So I am not a crafter. I don't give a fuck about it. But what it does help me is with my armor. So let's go back to my map. So you should see my map in about 20 seconds. I'll give it a second to load. I don't know how much fidelity you'll have on seeing the different nodes that are connected or not. Let me see if I can turn some of this shit off, which might help. I think that actually helped a little bit. So the way that nodes work is the nodes, you see, they're like the different like things like Diaz Farm, Northern Wheat Plantation, Bonito Farm, blah, 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 blah. All the different things on your map are nodes. The nodes by themselves do nothing. You need to have them connected to a city, any city, it doesn't matter. But you have to have the node connected to the city for it to be able to get power so it can do things. I think I talked to you yesterday about the Christmas light analogy, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to connect Karuto Cave to do something, I have to Christmas light it back into Old Dandelion, back into Northern Wheat, back into Diaz Farm, and finally plug all of that into Calpheon. Calpheon is what gives it power to do whatever I need it to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would link Calpheon to my trend.
Okay.
And all the nodes in between.
So then when I click on a node now, you'll see that I have like different things that I've also invested in. So in this case, I've invested in barley and wheat. You'll see it in just a second. And you'll see little worker icons. So my worker here is farming. He's level 29, and he's got, he's almost done, actually. So how do I know what he's doing? Actually, that's not working. So this is my worker list. You'll see it in another second here. I have a total of 19 workers. They vary in stamina level. Like some of these guys here has a stamina of 23. Others are at 20. Like some of the giants are at 30. And I believe I don't have any goblins. I find them to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but the goblins I think are at like 10 or 15 stamina. The stamina is just the number of times they can repeat a task. One task takes 1 stamina. So in other words, this giant can do this task 30 times, right? But it's more than that. You also have work speed, moving speed, and luck. So in general, humans are luckier than giants. So if you are farming a node and it has a rare chance of dropping a high level item, you want to send a human. If it's just like in the city and you just want them to make armor, or you want it to make like, I don't know, crates, then you can use like a giant or you can use a goblin. Go on.
How do you know it has a rare node on it? Or a rare item attached to the node?
That you have to get from the website, to be honest. I think if I go here, so like this, yeah, this one doesn't even tell you. Like this Karuto Cave has a rare chance of dropping red crystals, but you don't get it from the node. Like you have to know that from the website. There's no other way to do it that I know of. Okay.
Okay.
So you see all my workers. I have 19 total. You kind of see that at the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to recover, and I have 154 beer. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm. And you'll notice, like, what I want you to see is, like, right here, you see some of these guys, their stamina bar is empty. So when I hit confirm, you'll see it in just a second. So it's used up some of the stuff. And what I can do now is, if I want, I can go to a node. I can click on the node, and I can assign a worker to do the task. Okay? So normally it says the default is 1 time, but I can change that to do the max times. Okay? But I don't want to do that because my workers are already doing stuff for me. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to just repeat them. Start at the top. So here, this Heidel City dude, I'm just going to hit repeat. And you can repeat the last task the worker performed. So dude, okay, so he's going to go flax farming. This dude here, he's going to go lumbering. Now, normally, I would hit repeat all. You see it at the bottom there? You'll see it in just a second. I'm circling it. In this case, one of my dudes, though, is Calpheon, and I have him reserved for specific things like making the cooking utensils or making a costume or whatever the fuck it is that I need him to do. So because of that, I can't hit repeat because then he'll make like 18 costumes and I only need 1. You know what I mean? So I have to do it manually, but most people can just go through and hit repeat all, and whatever you had set up from previous tasks, they will obviously repeat those tasks again. Okay. Now, if I zoom out, my nodes, my cities are all connected. I hope you can see this on your screen, but you see Etheria is connected to Olivia, is connected to Florin, is connected to Calpheon. It swings down all the way into Trent, goes into Bear, goes to Keplin. Oops, sorry. You can kind of see the network that I built. And so, this was something that I made well over time. It's not like I just woke up one day and did all this shit. This is something that happened over the course of since I began playing the game. Let me show you the key nodes that I think that are the most important ones for you with the limited CP that you have. Right now, my CP is, I'll tell you in a second. Maybe I have to go out one level. One moment, please. I have 122 in nodes and 97 in housing. So I have 97 contribution invested in houses, like warehouses and stuff, and 122 in nodes. Okay. I think the most important one right now, at least, is this northern wheat plantation. I like to go up into Dia's farm, into northern wheat. The reason for that is because this is a cheap investment. I believe it's only 1 contribution. You could go contaminated farm, into anti-troll, into Bonito farm, into northern wheat, but that obviously takes a bit more contribution and more investment than I'm willing to put into it. The reason I like these is I can either get barley or wheat. In this case, I'm getting both, but you can just pick one or the other because you have less contribution. The other thing I would get...
How do I put in to work then?
Well, once you hire a worker... So, let me go back. Have you?
Yeah, I got one.
You hired a worker? Okay.
Yeah, I just bought one.
Did you buy any old one, or did you keep rolling until you got either a human or a goblin skilled? You want the minimum to be skilled. You don't want the naive, they suck, and you don't want the green. You want blue or higher. Like, you see all my workers? All of my workers... I only have 1 blue. I have a couple golds. I have all professionals. What is your worker?
A goblin worker?
Fire is... How much energy do you have? Every time you roll, you use energy, but it might be worth it. How much energy do you have?
27.
Oh, you only have 27 energy? Dude.
Yeah.
You need to do more stuff. You can't do anything with 27 energy.
Well, I got 82 altogether, but 27 right now.
You used... Oh, okay. When you get your 82 back, I highly recommend getting a worker, firing that goblin. But you might as well at least practice.
How do you fire somebody?
I believe it is...
Oh, fire selected?
Yeah, you click on him and fire selected.
I got a green giant worker.
I'd keep rolling. I'd go at least blue and either giant or human. Preferably professional or even artisan if you get really, really lucky.
Fuck, man, it's 3,500 each time.
No, it's 5 energy each time to hire him. Don't hire his ass. Just if you don't like it, just keep rolling. You don't have to hire him.
A skilled giant worker
That'll work.
is what I got.
That'll work. That's fine. It's not ideal, but it's a good starting point. Though I really like giants because they have a shit ton of stamina, but they're kind of slow. So it's a trade-off, right? Like humans are the best balance. They're fast, they have decent stamina, and they have good luck. So they are absolutely the best. But giants are not bad. I either have giants or humans. I don't have any goblins. So, if you look back at the stream, you'll see that I am invested in Northern Wheat Plantation. I'm going to stay here in Calpheon for a minute. If you want to hire more workers, you'll see on my screen here that I've got this Calpheon North, and it's lodging, right? I can hire one more worker.
Yeah.
And so this is how you can hire, like this is how I got to 19 workers, because I have a bunch of lodging that allows me to hire more workers per city. When you first start, you have 1 free worker per city that you can hire, or you can house, but after that, your other workers need housing. But for example, on this housing, I can get 2 workers for 1 house, right? So I kind of built it up, okay? So this is a very useful, I think, bit to have. The other thing is you'll see, as you saw in the link I gave you, here are all my warehouses. You can kind of see it here. Again, the reason I like these is that it gives me 109. I have 192 warehouse spots now, right?
Okay.
And then maybe you'll see here that I also have like a fuck ton of stuff. I have logs, I have flax and cotton and all this crap. What do I need it for? Well, for me, I use it to build costumes. So I built these craftsman costumes, and really what I really wanted, actually, I'll tell you what I really wanted, was the trainer costume. It's plus 10 or it's plus 5% XP. It's plus 10% when you get to tier 2. Similarly to the, when you take 2 necklaces and
you mean for crafting, right?
Yeah. When you take 2 necklaces and you slam them together with enchantment.
Yeah.
I can do the same thing with the costumes, and that's how I get to this. I'll show you in a second. Come on. You see how oh, I'm wearing it. That's why. My trainer's clothes is at +1. And that means I actually get a 10% XP gain on the horse. So how did I get that? Well, I actually made like 7 or 8 trainer's clothes. I had enough to do it. I had a shit ton of stuff. And I kept slamming them together until I got a +1. And then everything else I actually gave to my alts. So my alts all have trainer's clothes, because it only took me like 3 of them, actually. It went very fast. It went much faster than I anticipated. I thought I'd have to burn all 3, but either way, I did the same thing for the gatherer's clothes and for the craftsman's clothes as well. Kind of see those there. So this is later game stuff. I don't know if you really need the costume yet, but I'm just showing you. I just wanted to show you what I have in Calpheon, so you can decide for yourself. The other thing I have is a horse armor, so I make my own horse armor, and tools. I'm a cheap motherfucker. I do not like paying 40 grand for a fucking steel tanning knife when I can make it my own goddamn self. So I just make my own shit because fuck that. But you can see here, this is where you can make your own tools. I only make 1 or 2 at a time for myself, but I just make my own stuff at this point because I don't like buying stuff off of the auction house. Okay. The other thing I have here is a wagon workshop, which I really haven't gotten into it yet because it's just kind of a pain, but I also have that as well. Okay, sorry. Now let's go on to the other important one that I think is important for you. The other one I think is important is actually Heidel. So I'm out Heidel. Northern Guard Camp, there's this Northern Heidel Quarry. In the quarry, you're going to get iron ore and copper ore. The reason that those are important is you're going to need the copper to smelt it together with zinc to make bronze. Once you have bronze, you can start making your own Grinnell armor.
Wait, what's the note?
It's at Heidel, up to Northern Guard Camp, into Heidel Quarry. It's just north of Heidel.
I don't have that one.
How do you
know? Heidel Quarry?
You have to have this one. There's a mission.
Yeah, I got Heidel Quarry.
So I purchased both nodes, and I have 2 workers. The funny thing is I have 1 worker from Heidel and 1 worker from Velia.
Why not just hire them both from the same place?
Because it would require CP. Actually, I do have 2 workers here, come to think of it. My other worker, though, is down here, and he's flax farming. Now, my... just so you know, in Velia, I think... somewhere... it's either around Bartelli Farm, or maybe it's Balanos. But there's a free worker. There's a dude. I'll show you his name. Oops, sorry. Did not mean to exit that there. His name is Steri. Steri. If you do an internet search for him, you'll find him. He is a free professional worker. So you can't promote him, but you can hire him right out. I think he costs a little bit of karma or money or something like that. It's very reasonable, though, for a guaranteed professional giant worker. Okay? Okay. So the other 2, I think, again, would be Northern Heidel Quarry for the copper and the ore. And then the other one, though, which you already have, it sounds like, is in Keplin. So here's Keplin, right? And the one literally just north of Keplin, it's just the first one up, is Keplin Quarry. And there's coal. The reason you want coal is you will take the iron, you will smelt it into iron ore. You take the raw coal, don't smelt the coal, just take the raw coal. And you take the raw coal with the smelted iron and you'll get steel. And then you use steel in a fuck ton of other things like the mining tools or the armor or some other things. The horse armor needs it. It's pretty prevalent. Make sense so far?
Yeah, but I only got 1 worker so far, so I'd...
Yeah, but remember, you get a free worker per town. So Keplin, I only have 1 worker in Keplin. That's all I have. Calpheon has...
So where do I get the free worker in Keplin?
Well, he's not free, I guess. You have to talk to the work supervisor. You hire a worker. So one of my things is, like, here, let me show you. I have a worker in Ilia. Way the fuck out in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. But I have a worker here. His name is Professional Human Worker. The reason I have him here is because months ago when we were exploring, we ran into the island and I went to the work supervisor and I hired a worker even though I knew I wouldn't use him for a while. The reason I do that is because you get to house a free worker. Now, it still takes money. You don't, I guess I should rephrase. You don't get a free worker. You have to pay for the worker with money. but you get to house the worker for free. Right? So my big
Okay.
so my towns are Ilya. I have a worker. I have a worker in every town. Every town that has a work supervisor, I at least have one worker there, because why the fuck not? It only costs money to hire him, and then he can sit there on his ass until I get the node connected. Now, the workers, though, will not work. Now you see that Ilya is connected into the mainland. You see that there? Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. Before I connected it, his dumbass was just sitting there. He did nothing. Absolutely jack and shit in that order. Because I didn't have any nodes connected up into that town, right? So, minimally, when you have a worker, they can only work on nodes that you're connected to. Or they can work on workshops that you have in that city. That make sense so far?
Okay.
Okay. The last one that I think is important for you is in Altanova. So I'm navigating the map by clicking on this node list at the top here. So I go to Altanova, that clicks me there. And you see this node down here, Abandoned Iron Mine. Now, I'm a little bit greedy on this one. I actually have two workers. I have one getting iron, and I have one getting zinc. Okay? So again, you'll see a theme. Iron, I actually use quite a bit of iron anyway, so I don't mind having two nodes working for iron. The zinc is nice, though, because the zinc, I'll show you in a second. You'll see that I have a human worker on zinc. The reason for this specific node, though, this is the only node that I really pay attention to. The reason I have that is because if you look at this rough black crystal, that is one of the few places that you can get the rough black crystal, is at Abandoned Iron Mine on that specific zinc node. There might be a couple others out there, but that's the only one I really know of. And so I put my human worker on because I want the best chances of getting it, because you need the rough black crystal to make your Grunell armor.
So, can I transfer workers from city to city?
Nope. Your worker stays in the city that you hired his ass in. However, check this out. So remember that Ilya Island, right? Way up in this corner up here?
Yeah.
And then you see it's all connected, and then you'll see it on the stream in a minute. If I go to Karuto Cave, which is damn nearby Calphion, like look how far away that is from Ilya Island to Karuto Cave. Guess who is working at Karuto Cave?
The guy you have on the island.
Yes. He has to swim across the ocean, cross over a mountain. It takes him 2.5 hours just to get to the work site. But I don't give a fuck, because I really don't care anymore about what I get out of Karuto Cave, and it keeps him busy. So what I'm trying to show you is, because I...
Do workers still work once you're offline?
No, you have to be online to work. What I want to show you is it's because Karuto Cave it's through my network. It's connected to Ilya Island through all this spider web of shit. Because it's connected, I can send that worker to any node that's connected to that city. I mean, that's a pretty far distance. So, real quick, some of the other nodes that I'm invested in is up here by Villia. Okay, so Olivia. So I'm in Olivia, I'm getting grapes. The reason I'm getting grapes is it makes me suit tea and milk tea, where I use the milk tea for a plus 8% XP bonus for 90 minutes. Okay? The other ones I have working are down here by Trent now. I have a lumberjack rest area. So I'm getting cedar. And I'm getting fir. Okay. The reason for that is for a while, I was also getting birch here, which I don't have anyone working here anymore. And I was making these boxes. So if I click on my Ethereum port, I purchased this workbench, and I was making Calpheon boxes. Where are they at? Here we go. Calpheon timber crate, and you'll see that they sell for 50,000 silver to a merchant. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would make the Calpheon crate, the worker would make it, and then I would ship it all the way over to Altanova, and I would sell it because I get a 46% bonus for distance. So now 50 grand turns into 75, plus I'll show you this other trick. If you go to Altanova, if you click on, and this works anywhere, it's not just Altanova, by the way. But if I go to the trade manager, where is that dude's icon? Why am I being stupid right now? Why am I being stupid, Twitch?
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna remember any of this shit other than the barley worker and beer.
Ha! Okay. Well, but you have the video now. It should be at the on the Twitch stream, rather not the Twitch, but the YouTube stream. So you can always go back and just re-listen to anything on here. What I'm trying to find is oh, this is what Pika was talking about. This annoys me. So this is a bug. Usually there's a little icon here. It looks like a wagon. If you click on the wagon, you can find out how much items are selling for. And so you can also get a plus 30% bonus for the supply and demand. And so at the end of the day, I was getting like basically 100 or 120k per box. But I've gotten out of that because now I use my energy for other things. So, but that's it. That's pretty much all. Well, I have a couple other nodes, but I won't cover them then because I don't want to overwhelm you. But that's the basic node thing in a nutshell. You can kind of see my network that I have here, going through. So it's
Okay, so how do I send my worker off to get wheat or barley, whatever?
Did you purchase the barley node? You have to first.
Oh, you gotta purchase it?
Well, you have to ride your ass out. Do you have the northern wheat plantation?
Yeah.
Connected to the city.
Yeah.
Within the northern wheat plantation, did you talk to the chick and you have to purchase either the barley or the wheat for one more contribution point? It's not enough to own the node. You have to own the resource. So you have to actually ride your ass out and talk to that person. Have you done that already?
Yeah, I'm on my way out.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to ride your ass out there. You're going to talk to the node manager. You're going to purchase the right to farm from her, essentially, is what you do. And then once you have that, you click on the node, and then you just click on change number of times, set it to maximum, and then walk away. And he'll farm it, and he'll put it into your bank. And then from there, you'll grab it out of the bank, and you'll make beer.
But you need. I'm looking at the recipe right now on the database. It just says 5 grains. So does that mean wheat and barley, or just one or the other?
One or the other. It's either 5 wheat or 5 barley, whatever it is. It's not like you can put 2 wheat and 3 barley in and it'll work. At least I've never tried it. I do not imagine it would work.
Which is better?
Doesn't matter. They both are the same. Yeah, it does not matter. Thank God, in fact, though. I guess what kind of beer do you like? Do you like wheat beer? Do you like barley beer? Do you like pumpkin beer?
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't matter. For the beer itself, it does not matter. I will say this, though. Like, the barley, if you had to sell it, does sell more than the wheat. You get more money out of it, but I also don't know if it matters. Because I never sell my wheat, so. I'm doing my dailies in Calpheon. Do you want me to wait for you, or do you wanna see these again?
Hold on, let me get this shit done.